I'm with Alice Swift and Cara Moses from the Birmingham Climate Justice Group, which is a new group set up in Birmingham. I don't suppose either of you would be interested in telling me what's it about?
So Birmingham Climate Justice is a new group that we've set up. It's a grassroots environmental direct action group. A few of us in Birmingham have decided that we want to get a new group going in Birmingham to take direct action against environmental issues. There's been a bit of a sort of political gap in Birmingham's environmental movement for a long time. Friends of the Earth do great lobbying, and that's really important, but we also need to be taking direct action against environmental issues. And there's been a bit of a lull in the environmental movement since 2009, Copenhagen, since Reclaim the Power and the stuff that's been happening in Birmingham around fracking. There's been a real resurgence in taking direct action on environmental stuff, and so we want to be doing that locally and doing everything very sort of democratically, very inclusively.
So what are the Birmingham Climate Justice Network's plans for the future?
We have quite a few plans, and they mainly involve direct action protests. The big movements that have succeeded in the past have been the ones where people have taken radical direct action to achieve their aims, and lots of these companies are very, very powerful, unaccountable, undemocratic, and acting in a way that the majority of people don't want to see them behave. So where we can put our bodies in to stop them, then we should, in order to fight against fracking and fight against climate change.
And what are the Birmingham Climate Justice Network's main political objectives?
Well, there's a lot of, the big debate at the moment is around unconventional fossil fuels, things like fracking, coal bed methane, underground coal gasification. That stuff is happening locally around Birmingham's Greenbelt. And but we want to be sort of like making the links between climate issues and social justice issues and economic issues, because these things aren't separate, they're not separable, they're all interlinked. So things like fuel poverty, the fact that fossil fuel companies, energy companies will put up big prices, and 7,000 people last year died because of fuel poverty, and yet the big energy companies made record profits. So these sort of issues kind of link the social justice issues with the climate justice issues. So we want to be sort of drawing on the kind of political analysis that Reclaim the Power set out of making those links between different struggles, and working along that sort of basis to make some big changes in the debate in the UK.
I think as well, so long as there are millions of people dying every year from climate change, on the front line of climate change, we have a duty as as the human population to stop that in any way that we can. So I consider fighting climate change as not just something for our own, for ourselves, but for our future generations, and for those of us who aren't here, our children, or people around the world that are suffering the effects. So I think taking radical direct action is what is necessary in order to achieve the change that we need in the global economy to stop climate change from happening.